Hello everyone. So in this lecture we will be seeing more about silicon controlled rectifiers. So what is a silicon controlled rectifiers? Silicon controlled rectifiers is a rectifier in which we can control the power output actually. It is a 4-layer PNPN diode in which we popularly also call it as a thyristor. So what are the advantage of a silicon controlled rectifier is it has the highest power handling capability. You can see they can have a rating of 5000 volt bar 6000 ampere and switching frequencies ranging from 1 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz, and this is the symbol of an SCR. The SCR is also popularly known as a thyristor and it was commercialized by General Electric, which is GE, in 1957. The short form of silicon controlled rectifier is SCR. So this is the circuit, this is the diagram of the SCR, which has 4 layers PN, where the anode is connected to the P layer and the cathode is connected to the N layer. We have a gate, this is the third terminal, gate terminal, which is also connected to a P layer. This gate terminal is very useful because this is the pulse given to the gate terminal will control the power output of the SCR, and also it is responsible for on and off of the SCR. The operation of this SCR can be understood by two transistor, that is two bipolar junction transistor connected together. So this is the diagram of a bipolar junction transistor. When two bipolar junction transistor is connected together, we can the operation of two bipolar junction transistor connected together will have the same operation of a SCR. Okay, so the SCR actually has three states: reverse blocking mode, forward blocking mode, and forward conduction mode. So what happens in reverse blocking mode is, I have told you the keyword is reverse. If you see the keyword reverse, then the cathode is positive and anode is negative. When cathode is positive and anode is negative, this junction, this is named as J1, this is J2, this junction is J2, and this junction is J3. So the junction J1 and J3 are in reverse bias condition, whereas junction J2 is forward bias condition. So the total impedance of the SCR becomes very high, so that it will not conduct. So it will not allow current to flow through the SCR. The next one is forward blocking mode. The keyword is here is forward blocking. So in forward blocking mode, what happens is the anode is positive and the cathode is negative, but still the SCR won't conduct. Why the SCR won't conduct? Because the gate pulse will not be given at that time to the SCR. In this condition, the junction 1 and junction 3 are forward bias, whereas junction 2 is reverse bias, and there is no enough electron for recombination. So what happens is in the forward bias condition also this SCR won't conduct. But what happens if the current supplied to the anode goes beyond a certain point, then breakdown occurs in junction 2. So if breakdown occurs in junction 2, so the SCR will start conducting, but this breakdown is not good for the SCR because it may damage the junction 2, and it will not allow junction 2 to go back to reverse blocking mode, or it will permanently damage the SCR. So it is not advisable to do that. But if the current in the forward blocking mode is increased beyond a minimum threshold, I told you that the SCR will start conducting. That minimum threshold current is known as the latching current. So latching current is the minimum current in which the SCR will start conducting even in forward blocking mode when the gate is not applied. Okay. And the third and the final mode is forward conducting mode. So in this, the keyword is forward and conducting. What happens in this mode is the anode is positive and the cathode is negative, and gate pulse is given to the SCR. Whenever gate pulse is given to the SCR, we already saw that junction 1 and junction 3 are in forward bias during forward condition, and junction 2 is in reverse bias. Okay, but whenever gate pulse is applied, the junction 2 is filled with electrons and it is ready to recombine. So the current will start flowing through the SCR and the SCR will start conducting. So these three are the states of the SCR, and these are very essential modes. So this is the structure of the SCR. Okay, so in this we can see clearly that here anode is there, which is connected to the P positive terminal. There is another, then there is an N terminal. Okay, then there is a P terminal and there is an N terminal here. So the cathode is connected to both the N terminal and gate is connected to the P terminal. So now let us understand the VI characteristic curve of the SCR or the thyristor. So in this what happens is, in the first let us see the forward condition. This may look complicated, but once if you understand, it will be very easy. So we are keep on applying the forward voltage, that is anode is positive and cathode is negative. First let us understand the forward blocking condition. Okay, so in this condition the gate is actually not applied. So what happens is, when the current is when the voltage is keep on increasing, okay, so the current also keep on increasing, okay, till certain point, till this point, that is VBO. When you increase the voltage, the current also increases, but the SCR will not conduct. But after this forward breakover voltage, there will be a breakdown in junction 2 and the SCR will start conducting. So immediately the voltage will fall and the current will become peak. So it will start conducting. Okay, so in this line is the forward voltage drop. So I told you that the minimum current beyond which the SCR will start conducting is known as the latching current. Okay, so next one is, let us understand forward conduction state. In forward conduction state, what happens is, the similar, when voltage is increased, current is also increased, but in this point gate pulse is given. So when gate pulse is given, immediately it will start conducting. Okay, immediately the SCR will start conducting because junction 2 is filled with electron and it is ready for recombination. So this minimum current, you can see, even when the voltage is closer to 0, there is a minimum current that is always present, okay, throughout this region. This minimum current is known as forward leakage current. So then what is high H, holding current? So whenever the SCR is turned on, and if we want to turn off the SCR, if the current is brought back or brought below the holding current, then the SCR will be turned off. So the minimum current below which, if the anode current is there, then the SCR will turn off. That the minimum current is known as the holding current. Okay, so I hope you understood what is latching current and what is holding current. This latching and holding current are approximately equal, but they are not equal. So what I mean to say is, they are very close to each other, but they are not equal. And the term you need to know here is mainly the forward breakover voltage. So beyond, if you apply voltage beyond the forward breakover voltage, then the SCR will start conducting. So next we'll come to the reverse blocking mode. In reverse blocking mode, if you start applying reverse voltage, there will be a reverse leakage current, just like forward leakage current, okay, up to certain point. So this point is the reverse breakdown voltage. So beyond this point, if you apply voltage, there will be avalanche breakdown happening in this region, in which we see that the current will become infinity even for a small change in voltage. So this is the two transistor model of an SCR, in which a PNP transistor and NPN transistor are sandwiched together. So if you combine these two images, you can see a proper PNPN SCR that is being formed, where the anode is given to P, the cathode is given to N, and the gate is given to this P. So from anode, the terminal current will flow. Okay, so this is IT. Okay, This is also known as the anode current. From the gate current will flow, and from the cathode current will flow to the load. So this is the circuit diagram in which you can see this is the emitter, this is the collector, and this is the base of this transistor. Similarly, this is the base, this is the collector, and this is the emitter of this transistor. So from anode, emitter current flows into the SCR. It gets multiplied by alpha, that is the conduction factor. Then the base current will flow. The base current will flow into the collector current of the second SCR, and also the collector current will flow. The gate current is the summation of this collector current and the base current too. So if you sum IC1 and IB2, we get IG. So these two flow through the second transistor and it gets multiplied by the factor alpha 2, and we get the emitter current or the cathode current. Okay, so this current comes out, this IK is equivalent to this IT is equivalent to this emitter current, and this IG, which is this one, is the summation of collector current of the first transistor and the base current of the second transistor. So we have two basic types of SCR. First is the inverter grade SCR. In the inverter grade SCR, the turn off time, that is when we will see what is turn off time and turn on time very shortly in the next slide. The SCR's turn off time is less than 25 microsecond. Then it is known as an inverter grade SCR. Such SCRs are used in inverters, choppers, like that, etc. In converter grade SCR, actually it has a large turn off time. That is, the turn off time is greater than 25 microsecond. Then it is known as a converter grade SCR, which is used in controlled rectifiers and AC voltage controllers. We will see what are inverters, choppers, controlled rectifiers and AC voltage controllers in the upcoming units. So we have already seen that in microsecond is actually 10 power minus 6. So you can see how quickly an SCR turns on and turns off. So with this video comes to an end. In the next lecture, we will be seeing switching characteristics of an SCR. We will see what is turn off time, what is turn on time, what is reverse recovery rate, and its characteristics. I already told you that switching characteristics is also known as transient characteristics. So we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you everyone.